O gentle hearts of love, may I speak to you of the miracle of the joy bells in the chalice of the heart. May I reminisce and speak of the ancient city in Italy, of Assisi, and the joy bells of the church that rang out in the morning when the dew was upon the grass, and humanity, one and many, were making their way to church, to worship in the simplicity of an earlier civilization when the affairs of mankind were not so complicated. There was the simple meal, the breaking of bread. There was the simple ritual of dressing oneself in easier garments to be worn. There was the flowing together of people in the marketplaces, and the simple greeting, and the understanding of basic joy between the hearts of people. Conditions in the world today are not as in days of yore. The blue skies shine with the golden light, but the hearts tremble not with the miracle of the bells. O gentle miracle, miracle of the bells of joy, of sun-drenched earth, and the birds of the air congregating as in a cathedral of holy prayer. How beautiful are thy feet upon the mountain, O each minister of love and light, who understands the greeting of the early rising sun, a fire of hope that at last a new day is born, and with its birth opportunity occurs in the crucible of man's heart. The matrices of his mind become inflamed with purpose, and so he goeth about the simple task of gathering together the fibers of his soul, combing them even as a weaver does comb the flax. Do you understand, then, that as I speak to you today, it is to bring to mankind the simplicity of the radiance of nature, the simplicity of the hearts whose chords are mellow, whose strings respond to the ministration of angels, whose feeling world is alight with the joy inflamed at each new day, and each opportunity to caress the day with those gentle feelings that are a part of the divine life, the divine sky, the divine earth, the divine waters. All of these, controlled by the hand of God, are perceived as present also within the physical form of man. I am Kuthumi, known of yore as St. Francis of Assisi by many who have so named me, but I feel myself as one wedded still to poverty of being, giving all unto God, that he may give all unto me, that I may also give all unto thee. And this is the joy we seek, the spirit of universal givingness, that cleanses the soul from accretion and the vain desire to accumulate objects, as our Lord so long ago did tenderly say, a man's life consisteth not of the abundance of the things which he possesseth. And so today, we who are the brothers, who greeted Helena Blavatsky, long ago in our tent in India, are also those brothers who have offered their life unto the Most High in order to awaken in man and quicken in man a realization of the mystical body of Christ. O humanity, scattered abroad and scattering, O humanity, trampling upon holy things and the objects that ought to be thy objects of affection, will ye not gather yourself together in consecration to a holy effort in this day to understand the things of the Spirit, the things which God has made? These are beautiful still, filled with the passion of his holy will, the infinite reality of God trickling down and dispensed to mankind, because they have learned the fragrance of love. How beautiful is love! What compassion is born out of its strength, bringing hearts together in the tenderness of a floral bouquet offered spiritually daily unto God, the fruit of consecration. O holy consecration, thou art not afraid to give thyself away, even if thou knowest that in the giving thereof thou wouldst never receive anything in return, thou wouldst still give thyself away. There is no grasping in this love, no seeking to preserve itself, but only the buoyancy of the spirit of givingness, the joy, the tender joy of man's reality in the joy of Jesus, the beautiful Lord and Master of Galilee, who long ago consecrated himself to the preservation in humanity of those ideals now so futilely trampled upon by mankind. For in this age of destructivity, in this age of forgetfulness, the divine memory is not awakened, and the old painful thorns of human creation continue to rest upon the brow of a distraught and bleeding humanity. How they cry out in soul, and the little children, uttering their prayers still in various parts of the world, catch passing glimpses of radiant angel faces in their dreams, caressed by the sweet intent of God, which humanity have so turned against. In this age of confusion, in this age of struggle, humanity have forgotten how to love. And so tonight I have been asked by the hierarchy of light to step forth here in the radiance of your gathering and to offer my humble service on behalf of Mother Sky, of Mother Earth, of the sweet air, vibrant with the light of cosmic intent, and speaking still to the hearts whose consciousness, like a twig bent by the hand of God, caresses still within the memory of his love in other years and other times, descending from above, creating the potential of holy climes to manifest among humanity a radiant humility, a tender affinity for light and love. Men still seek and yearn to know those mysteries of the Spirit that are not ours alone to bestow, but are the gift of the caress of thy holy Christ self. O radiant light, how marvelous is thy coming to mankind. And though there be some a scorning thy coming, there are some to whom thy light is a borning new concepts of a new day, when once again the devotees of the Spirit shall hear the chant of the masters of wisdom as in their sacred temples, as in the sacred temple halls, they congregate and come together in the old ritual, reminiscent of the days of ancient Gregorian chants, yet now not Gregorian in nature, but a chant of hearts and minds to whom the sacred fire weaves the garment of intense desire. For the way of the angels, the way of cosmic beings and beings of light, is still the flame lit within the minds, enflamed by the passion of other years and other delights, when known unto God their fears were less apparent. Now I come, and I come with purpose, and the purpose within me is to beckon, as one of the brothers of light, unto humanity, to awaken to the light of reality ever present in the human soul. O gentle soul, like the kernel of a mighty oak, a little acorn, speaking unto hearts of God's delight in thee. Will you see the high hill upon which God would plant thee, a place of tender abode, a dwelling place where the cultures of the world, garnered together by angel hands, will recreate a dream so volatile in other lands, in other times, in other ages, but now seeming to descend into a gross conception of iron and steel and wheel, the turning of man's desires from God to the left-hand path of destructivity and cruelty. How couldst thou, O humanity, when the love of God, constant in its fashion, does exhort humanity to a new dawn of the divine realization within themselves, how couldst thou, O humanity, turn a deaf ear unto the call of thy Creator, his mouth pressed unto the very bosom of the earth, sweetly beckons to mankind of the cosmic milk that can be found there, a milk of divine kindness, an example of infinite purity, tenderly purchasing for man the bounties of the abundant life. Yes, the fashion of God's intent is also the fashion of the intent of the brotherhood called the Great White Brotherhood, the spiritual hierarchy, and the brothers who also wear the golden robe of cosmic illumination that come with me tonight. Do you not hear the rustle of their garments? They stand round about me. Over 1,000 in number, they congregate here with you to bring you the golden flame of cosmic illumination, the Christ intent of the ages, born and placed before you in the very cradle of your hearts. How beautiful upon the mountain is the spiritual fountain, the fountain that saith unto man, Ho, all ye who are athirst, come and drink of the water of life freely. The brothers at Shigatse send their love. The brothers of light and illumination send their flame of illumination to you. Will you make yourself worthy? Will you begin to understand how that the very plans of heaven are interwoven with our brotherhood? They are interwoven because the Most High God has given unto us, by the hand of Christ, the radiance of his intent. We are conveyors of the message of that intent to humanity, whether it be in worded instruction, as we give tonight, or it be by the spirit of our thought, most intense, most virtuous, because God has made it so. Will you understand that this whispering gesture in the heart speaks to men and saith unto them, Come ye, in the words of our Master, unto me, all ye who are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Mankind should understand that the rest of the Spirit is not of necessity a cessation from activity, but the beginning of a communion with the Most High that bringeth to the soul the fragrance of that holy moment when God first spake unto man and said, I am thy Father. I bequeath unto thee my image. I gird thee round about with my strength. I place thee in Eden, the Eden of my love. And I bring here the confluence of the waters, that they may gather themselves together. Take dominion over them, for they are also given unto thee, that thou mayest master them and understand the mysteries of time and eternity. O holy chimes on our organ at Shigatse, though I be not with you now, but in Colorado, let men understand the meaning of the true El Dorado of the Spirit. Let them understand the meaning of discovery, now as in days of yore. For their hearts still hunger for thy cry. And as a parched ground lappeth up the waters, so do their souls seek for thy gentle virtue. Thy power is in the wind, and thy power sings within their souls. O beauteous chimes, ring out into the hearts of men. O chalices of freedom, once again let thy hearts ring and hear the sound. No mournful cry is this, but only the consummate communion of heaven with earth, the raising of the poor into the arms of the living God, conferring upon them who are naked the garments of supreme loveliness, letting them wear in their hair the flowers of cosmic adoration, letting them feel within their souls the flames of tender devotion, teaching them the way of peace and the way of God. For peace and God are one, and the arts of war are arts of destruction. They have never been taught to humanity by the gods, by the ascended beings, by the angelic hosts. They come to rob from mothers' hearts the tenderest fruit of her womb. And woman were made, all of them, for the purpose of bearing to the earth garments of strength, that sweet souls may inhabit tabernacles in the wilderness of mankind, to learn and to experience the Dharma of the law. O holy lands, wherever thou art, echo now thy burden unto men. O beloved Terra, O sweet Terra, how thou hast cried out to humanity at the shedding of blood. How thy soul, O sweet earth, has been covered with desecration. When the call of the masters of wisdom is clear and clarion, it rings out with the sun in the morning. It rings out with the setting sun at even. It also is to be found in the middle of the day, radiating the strength of its hope to mankind. I am Kuthumi. I have said long ago, Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Now, again, I say, O God, may thy Spirit tenderly invoke in myriad hearts the peace of Christ and of God. This is not to be found in the world clamor and clash. It cannot be found in the flutes of destruction, but only in those mellow flutes of hearts congregated together in a harmonic manifestation of sweet melody. O melody of love, singing from the hearts of the nations, how God would gather thee together into an understanding of true oneness, not through the destruction of the icons of the world, but through the creation in the hearts of men of new icons of the Spirit, inhabited by living souls, making the body temple fashioned after the divine intent. A chalice of culture and beauty. Music then, descending as of yore, brings that communion of the angels bending low, over brook and plain, over hearts once again, and making all to know the beauteous flow of the holy chalice called the Grail, that each man can utilize by surrounding his heart with garlands of hope and garlands of intent and garlands of illumination. How beautiful upon the mountain are thy feet, O children of the Spirit. Mankind, will you hear it? Will you once again echo the refrain of infinite love in thyself? It is no strain upon thy energies, but only a consummate power, a fragrance to fill every hour with the new culture of the ages, born trembling on the cup of life because men love it as God loves it. Take the little children by the hand. Lead them into domains of cosmic culture. Teach them the way of the Spirit. Let not their hearts be troubled by the misadventures of the carnal world, the harshness and the bitterness of life. This is no fountain of spiritual strength. It is a drenching with a black rain of negativity. Yet the gray ones come to the world, the gray-shadowed brothers, with their hopelessness and their feeling of the need to control mankind. They need not to control mankind, and mankind need not to be controlled by them. Let freedom ring over the earth, and a new song be sung, and let that song be in memory of our intent. Now some of you are asking me questions, and I beg you, in honor of my intent this evening and the intent of the hierarchy, to bestow upon me the freedom to tear my own garments and to bring forth to you what is upon my heart. For I have often listened to the pleas of humanity, and I have answered many questions for humanity. Give me the freedom then to speak as I must from my heart, that you may know and thus bestow upon others, through the knowledge I shall bequeath to you, the simplicity of the sweet and noble city of God, referred to long ago by Augustine. Truly, if mankind understood the fragrance of the heart, they would understand that God still makes saints, and that in making them today, they do not find that they are any more recognized than we were in our day as those who had chosen the way of the divine. Will you accept then this opportunity to cherish yourself? As I speak to you tonight, I urge upon each of you the cherishing of the God flame within your heart. Will you do this with me? Will you turn to the God flame within your heart and ask it to intensify in humility, in purity, and in love? Will you just ask it how it longs to be asked? The God flame to be invited once again by mortal men to expand its light. And as you ask the God flame to expand, will you just know, each one of you, that the God flame will obey, for it is an obedient flame to the dominion of the will of man when called into action. Now that you have called the God flame into action, will you allow it to expand your own domain out into the universe until one flame touches the other without fear? Some amongst you have fears of dark forces, and truly they are in the world, and truly they proclaim certain threats to the peace of mind of individuals. But if you will understand that the living God is a holy fire, then the flame from his altar can embellish your desire to express his reality, do you see? And when you express his reality, the reality of God touching each other will not proclaim enmity, but only sweet friendship. So is the power of love considered also the power of holy wisdom. And what of the people of China and of Russia and of other parts of the world dominated by mortal tyranny? Are they not people? Do they not have hearts? Do they not have flames within those hearts? Can we not create then such a flame of cosmic love that all of the nations of the world would ultimately feel no need for hostility, but only for a culture of the spirit? Perhaps one day the peasant women of Russia will become leaders, even in the political way of that nation, and restore to the learned people of the universities the tender love and beauty that God originally implanted in all hearts. These are hopes of the hierarchy. For truly, we have many approaches to the stronghold of mankind's hearts. And the approaches we make sometimes evoke a natural response from humanity. And then again, we find rejection. But we are so willing to be used as instruments of God's peace that we proclaim the innocence of our intent and the innocence of the Brotherhood's intent with the right hand of our strength. Yet I assure you that the Karmic Board definitely has measures they can take against those segments of humanity that insist upon bringing darkness and despair and tyranny into manifestation. We have many measures we can take, and truly these we do not wish to use. For what we wish to use is the instruments of love and peace, the instruments of harmony. These are enormously powerful, and so I have been asked by the Goddess of Liberty, the spokesman for the Karmic Board, that holy cosmic woman, in the name of the World Mother, to proclaim during this respite in the dark cycle, when the penetration of the light beams from God's heart once again intensify, that love, divine love, shall be our tactic to show love to humanity. And this love will not be the type of love that is actually walked upon. It will be a flaming love, a passionate devotion for God. It will be active in the world of form. It will go into the hearts of the universities of the land through the young people who will espouse our cause. It will speak in the stance they take for virtue and culture, for harmony and togetherness of spirit. It will proclaim identification, not in a violent measure, but in a strong measure of true wisdom of the Spirit. Other ages have existed on this planetary body. Many of them are forgotten by the consciousness of man from an historical standpoint. But I tell you truly, the soul has not forgotten. And the yearning in the hearts of current humanity, and much of the unrest that manifests violently in the world of form, as one segment of life seeks to vilify another, to fix the blame upon this segment of society and that segment of society, in reality is a result of the beautiful light of God that never fails, the intense devotion of the heart of God for the heart of God, through the heart of humanity, piercing sometimes as with thorns on the crown of humanity. This ray of infinite love in reality portrays new hope to the ages, because the current unrests and those that have existed in the near past are also manifestations of the hidden hungers of the soul for our peace. Now it is true that we are capable of tremendous phenomena, the phenomena of stigmata and of many other spiritual matters. But I do not think that these matters would of necessity bring mankind the freedom he desires, but only a feeding of idle curiosity. And so as I come to you tonight, it is to ask you to wear the mantle of Christ's peace upon your consciousness. Peace is stronger than war. Peace is not a negative quality. It is a quality of God. Peace is very dear to his heart. But we do not want that peace which crieth out, peace and safety, and then sudden destruction comes upon humanity. We want that peace that is itself spiritually militant, that refuses the acceptance of error and human terror. We ask that hearts will ally themselves with one another in a gesture before Almighty God, calculated to bring down the light of the sun in new hope. Torches alight then upon the world will bear to humanity a new age. And the new age will be one of spiritual growth, because man wills it so. But unless you hear me tonight, and unless others hear the voice of the hierarchy, we fear that mankind will return to human slime and delusion. How clear, like the tones of a bell, are the thoughts of God, proclaiming infinite freedom to each soul, and tenderly enfolding all in a cape of ascended master love, protection against the winter's cold and the summer's heat, protection against the scolding of mankind and the trampling of their feet. These virtues go on and on, refreshing to the soul, as is a new day, when a well-rested soul, arising from his bed, once again seeks his goal. Do you understand the love of God? This love speaks to your hearts. This love is in your hearts. This love has made your hearts, and the tower thereof cannot resist the assault of the Divine One. As in the hound of heaven, the Eternal pursues mankind, not endlessly, but to a point that all may have that blessed opportunity of caressing his face and of seeing it. And the face of God will change man. For truly, those who see the face of God can no longer live as men do, but as God lives. For to behold his face is itself a rapture. For truly, his face is thy own, thy image. This will atone for all matters that are accumulative in the karmic realm. For born out of God's devotion for his creation is the motion of the response of his creation to him. The beauty of creativity, creating bonds between hearts. Why will mankind continually turn against one another, when in reality their strength is in their union, in the magnificent beauty of their sweethearts? I recall this Valentine's Day, celebrated by so many in the world, how I thought to myself, humanity are really sweethearts of the Most High. And if you think about these words, the sweetening of bitterness in human consciousness, the inducing of fragrance where bad odors exist in the feeling world of mankind, the toxic conditions that produce illness and qualms in the mind, and nihilism, you will understand how we can embrace the fair winds of heaven. May I then invite here tonight 10,000 angels of the sacred fire? Can you stand the influx of these cosmic beings? Well then, let us do it, O brother wind. Bring from the four corners of the earth 10,000 angels to the world, and send them out to stand upon Cheyenne Mountain, and then upon all the high hills of the world, that the world may know that with the coming of the sunrise, a new glow will suffuse that rise, and men will see that I am sacred word of the living God, is a flame that burns away the barriers between souls and melts hearts into one beautiful devotion of his holy purpose, the ideation of the mind of God, the tenderness of his love, the love of infinity, raising men from the sod and their finite hopes into those glorious domains of spiritual joy that is a communion cup of magnificence. Let the soul soar and commune with him whom we adore. O living Christ, descend thy abundance today upon the souls of men, I pray, that they may understand the beauty, surprise that comes from above the skies, the cosmic flow of angelic consciousness that radiates here below, the intent of myriad angels singing once again as of old over Bethlehem's plain. But now they are so bold as once again to sing the old refrain of new hope unto those souls who once before heard in elder days the path of cosmic art, the pure design God wrought. this I bring to you. O divine ones, cast down thy outer conditions, all of them, and receive in this outer rude tabernacle the strewings of myriad flowers to abort thy confusions and bring thee once again the miracle bells that glowed, yes, I say they glowed so long ago in ancient towers. Let them sing to you for hours and hours a melody as cradled in the arms of God. Thy soul will kiss the living sod and say, I am a son of God.